A trauma bond and unconditional love can feel the same, but they're not, because one heals you, the other one breaks you. At first, a trauma bond can feel like love because this person grooms you into believing they're someone that they're not. They give you the right levels of love and affection, and you start to think this connection is so intense and the bond is unbreakable. This person gave you just enough to get past your defense mechanism, and once they know you're attached, this is where the game begins for them, because everything is about meeting their needs, nothing to do with your well-being. Once they know you're emotionally invested, this is when they're going to test your boundaries, because they can't sustain the mask they were wearing at the beginning. They're going to use intermittent reinforcement, where 1 minute they're going to be really loving, really kind, the next they'll be distant and nasty, and it leaves you so confused. You start questioning whether you've done something wrong, so now you're trying to prove your worth to them in hopes that they love you. A trauma bond feels like an addiction because it's a cycle of highs and lows. 1 minute you feel amazing, the next minute you're chasing their validation because they're withdrawing, and it's all based on fear. You feel powerless, like you can't leave, even though you know the relationship itself is unhealthy, and your body mistakes the intensity for love when really you're just in survival mode. Unconditional love feels safe. It's based on respect, mutual effort, and emotional stability. You can be yourself without fear of being abandoned or mistreated, and your boundaries are respected. It encourages independence, and you do not have to prove your worth to anyone. You're loved for who you are, not what you can do for them. If your relationship feels like a drug where the highs are euphoric but the lows make you physically sick, then you're hooked on a trauma bond. And the worst part is your brain mistakes the pain for passion, which is why it's so difficult to leave. You shouldn't have to fight for love, and you don't need to earn someone's validation. The biggest difference is unconditional love feels peaceful, but a trauma bond feels like chaos. And if you're in a relationship that drains you more than it fulfills you, you need to question its sustainability. Take your emotions out of the equation, because sometimes you have to do what's hard in order for your life to be easy. Your well-being is your main priority.